Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. Yep, you guys seen the title. Death Ball is gonna have a Goku vs Superman 3. And before anybody says anything, no, I haven't seen the fight between Rick and the Doctor, so please, no spoilers. I'll get to it when I get to it. Anyways, when it comes to Goku vs Superman 3, come on, we all know who's the most powerful character, and that is Superman. Yeah, you guys would be right. It's Superman who is the most powerful out of the two. And this is coming from a Dragon Ball Z fan, a Goku lover, a Goku fan. Now before anybody says anything, just let me finish. Listen, we've had 10 freaking years since the first fight, which was good, and 8 years since the last one, which was Goku vs Superman 2. And Goku vs Superman 1 is Death Ball's most viewed video. I mean, come on, that video broke the freaking internet. And the second fight only got half the views of what the first one had. Now, I will say this, both of those fights were good. The introductions, the fights, yeah, don't get me wrong, Death Ball has screwed up with their power scaling and research in some parts, but I'll get back to that in a second. I don't care what anybody says, 1 and 2 of Goku vs Superman was good, and back in the day, I would always say that Death Ball doesn't understand Goku, or oh, they don't know how Goku's power works, and oh, you cannot mesh up all versions of Superman just to give Superman an edge. Trust me, I went through all of that. Oh, Goku's faster than that. Oh, you can't mesh up Superman, and so on and so on and so on and so on, etc, etc, etc. I mean, when it comes to the first fight, this was the big geek war. Fans versus fans, anime versus DC, hero versus hero, east versus west. This fight was the biggest fight ever, and everybody who was a Goku fan and Superman fan was at each other's throats. Argument after argument after argument. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed those arguments I had with Superman fans. I mean, come on, everything back then was so simple. All geeks arguing over stupid shit, and you know what? If I could relive the arguments I had with the Superman fans, I would be freaking happy, because I freaking enjoyed it. It was fun, we got to learn about each other's favourite character, we got to see how powerful they were, and you know what? I have to admit, those two videos that they made, they might have not been perfect, but you know what? I enjoyed them. The first fight, oh my god, and then Dragon Ball Z came back with Battle of Gods and Resurrection OF, and we got to see Goku vs Superman 2 with the God form and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan God. Even though Goku was much more powerful than he was in his Super Saiyan 4 form, and Superman just brushed off Goku's Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kamehameha point freaking blank like it was nothing. And then after the second fight, there was loads of people saying, okay, just to settle this, all these versions of Superman can't beat Goku at his peak of power at this moment in time, but all these other Superman, Goku can't defeat. Because remember, Death Ball likes to put all their versions of the character, or a character, into one. They've done this quite a few times, where they get all versions of a character and just put them into one. And they did this with Superman. I mean, heck, even Goku at this point now has multiple versions of himself. Again, Goku has multiple versions of himself. There's movie version Goku, you know, the original Z movies. There's manga Goku, there's anime Goku, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Capsule Corp Goku, GT Goku, Super Goku, Z Goku, Dragon Ball Goku. Like, there are loads of versions of Goku, and there are loads of versions of Superman. Pre-Crisis, Silver Age, Golden Age, Communist Superman, Cosmic Armor, Milkman Man, literally freaking loads of versions of Goku and Superman. And it's all thanks to Just a Robot's video. All versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman. And he also got Webcam Parrot to help him, and Just a Robot is a Dragon Ball Z fan, and he has talked about the old Death Ball Goku vs Superman fights, saying what they did wrong and what they needed to do, etc, etc. I mean, heck, Animation Rewind even said you cannot mesh up every single version of Superman into one being. They made a couple of videos about Goku vs Superman, and amongst others, Seth the Programmer, I think Chuck did one. There was a lot of YouTubers who was talking about Goku vs Superman. But you know what? After all these years of watching those people's videos about the subject, Goku vs Superman, I have come to accept that there is going to be versions of Superman that Goku cannot beat. And I've come to accept that. Goku cannot beat every single version of Superman. Goku at this point can beat half of them, maybe 75% of them, and you know what? I was happy with this. I came to accept that at this time and point, that there are versions of Superman that Goku can't beat, and you know what? That's fine. And that's something that we Dragon Ball fans have to accept, that Goku can't beat every single version of Superman. And before any of my fellow Dragon Ball fans starts giving me crap, just let me finish. Listen, let me ask you guys something. When you think of Goku, which Goku is your favourite? Is it Dragon Ball Goku, Z Goku, GT Goku, Super Goku, Dragon Ball Z Movies Goku, Capsule Corp Goku, Fusion God Goku? Yeah, that's the most powerful version of Goku, Fusion God Goku, where he fuses with the audience. So you could say that Fusion God Goku is on par with Cosmic Armor Superman or Milkman Man, because both characters interact with the audience. Anyways, yeah, I'm getting off track. When it comes to all versions of Goku and all versions of Superman, which version of these characters is your favourite? Well, my favourite is definitely Z Goku, and my favourite version of Superman is the Justice League Superman from the early 2000s. He's my favourite. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to all versions of these two characters, there's going to be one version of a character that you're going to like. Again, Z Goku and Justice League Superman. Those two would be awesome in a fight. But when it comes to Cosmic Armor Superman and God Fusion Goku, I mean, yeah, we know they're Goku, we know they're Superman, but are any of these characters my favourite? Well, no. Yeah, sure, it would be cool to see the most powerful versions of themselves fight against each other, but they wouldn't be the Goku or Superman that we know from our favourite versions or favourite stories. Okay, I'll just get straight to the point. When it comes to the third fight, there are a few things that I want to see within this fight, or specifically, one thing I want to see in this fight, and that is every single version of Goku and every single version of Superman is facing off against each other within this fight. I don't want to see every single version of Goku and every single version of Superman coming together as one character and then they're going to fight. What I'm trying to say is, I think we all know who's going to win this fight, and it's going to be Superman, because there are versions of Superman that Goku can't beat. So I think it's only fair that Superman takes the win. Now, I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, oh, but Freaky, that's unfair. Yeah, I know, it's unfair. I know for a fact that this is unfair because there are loads of versions of Superman that can beat Goku, but Goku defeats the majority of them, which is why I have an idea of what they could do if they haven't done it yet. Again, I think they should get every single version of Goku and every single version of Superman fight within the third video. Okay, let me explain. Let's go back to Just a Robot for a second. In his video, Goku vs Superman, he said he's got all versions of Superman and all versions of Goku, which up to this point he doesn't, because there's Goku Black, Super Saiyan 2 and 3, and Full Power, and there's also Fusion God Goku. Yeah, there has been quite a few versions of Goku coming out in recent years. Anyways, I like the idea of what Just a Robot says within his video series, all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman, where we would go from the beginning of Goku's story, from when he was a baby to when Superman was a baby, and he would say, okay, baby Superman beats baby Goku, and the next fight would be baby Superman versus Kid Goku in his Azoro form, and it's Kid Goku who wins against baby Superman. And the next fight is, it's Kid Goku versus Superman under Red Sun versus Muhammad Ali, and Kid Goku wins against under Red Sun versus Muhammad Ali Superman. If you've seen Jar's videos, all 6 of them about all versions of Superman versus all versions of Goku, you know what I'm talking about. But if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, please go and check out those videos, and then as soon as you've done that, come back and listen to me talk about what I'm about to say. Okay, now let's continue. What I'm trying to say at this point is that Death Bell needs to do something like this. If you've seen Jar's video, you'll probably guess what I'm going to suggest. Death Bell needs to do exactly what Jar did in his videos. From weakest all the way to the most strongest versions of Goku and Superman face off against each other. So we start off with the weakest versions of Goku and Superman, and then when one character wins, the defeated character swaps out with the next strongest version of that character, just like what Jar said in his videos. Okay, this version of Superman can beat Goku. Oh, this version of Goku can defeat Superman. This version of Superman can beat Goku. This version of Superman can defeat Goku. Oh, this version of Goku can defeat Superman, and so on and so on and so on. And the fight goes on and on and on like this until the strongest version of the character comes out on top, and this version of the character can beat every single version of Goku or Superman. So it'll be weakest to strongest in Goku's and Superman's timelines. And also, speaking of timeline, it isn't just the series that they have to put in, but it's also the games, the movies, the live action movies, the manga, clones. Like, every single version of Goku has to be in this fight in terms of timelines. And what I mean by this is, when it comes to the timelines, after GT, there's actually a game called Dragon Ball Budoden, where Goku is an adult and he can access the Super Saiyan God form in his Super Saiyan full form. So it would be Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and then Dragon Ball Budoden. Or it could be the Dragon Ball movies with the Dragon Ball Z movies, and then the Dragon Ball Super movies, Battle of Gods, Resurrection OF, Broly, Superhero. That's another version of Goku. I'm pretty sure I made a video about this some time ago, about all versions of Goku. I just can't remember what the name of it was. I'm pretty sure I made one. Anyways, what I'm saying is, every single version of Goku needs to be in this fight against Superman. Including Superman, there needs to be every single version of Superman from the games, series, animations, etc. in this fight. But it's not only that. Goku needs to have every single transformation when he's facing off against Superman or power up, and his power levels need to be precise within this fight. What I'm trying to say is, if you was to compare the beginning of Z Goku to the end of Z Goku, and there was only in their base forms, who do you think would win in a fight? And obviously it would be end of Z Goku who would win against beginning of Z Goku if there was only fighting in their base forms. So let's just say, for example, that we're in the Granola Saga. I want to see Goku use every single transformation minus Super Saiyan 4 when he's facing off against Superman. That includes the Kaioken times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, and then 10, and then 20. And then he would go into his full Super Saiyan form like he did against Lord Slug. And then he would go Kaioken times 100 like he did in the Lord Slug movie. And then he would go Super Saiyan, and then full power Super Saiyan. And then it would be the full power Kaioken with the full power Super Saiyan form. Oh yeah, I remember now. I believe the video I was talking about was Goku's forms to use in Goku vs Superman 3. Anyways, it would be 3, Super Saiyan 4, full power Super Saiyan 4, then it would be God, then Super Saiyan Blue, and then Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and then Ultra Instinct, and then Ultra Instinct with the Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan 4 with the God Power, and then Fusion God Goku. Like, there are loads of forms and techniques I want to see Goku use in this fight. Not just every version, but every single technique and transformation that Goku has ever used in his franchise. Because here's the thing, when it came to the second fight, Goku at that point has gotten stronger, and when it came to the second fight, all we saw was Super Saiyan God and then Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and that was it. I'm telling you guys something, that really ticked me off. Because again, Goku at that point was stronger. I would have loved to have seen him use the Kaioken and then Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then God, and then Super Saiyan God. But no in Death Battle, they'll probably use Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan God times 20, and then Omen, and then Ultra Instinct, and then Super Saiyan God Ultra Instinct. I just don't want to see the God forms. I want to see all of Goku's forms. I want to see him use all of his forms, all of his techniques, from every story, every franchise, every movie and series. Every single Goku needs to be there from his very beginning all the way to his very end, because that's the only way that this fight is going to work. Because when it came to the first fight, everybody was like, yeah, okay, nothing we can do about it. I think many people were more accepting when it came to the first fight, because at the time we didn't have Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. I mean, come on, despite Goku losing, that was a really good video. But when it came to the second fight, everyone was going on saying, wait, hold on, you can't mesh up characters, and so on and so on and so on. All the stuff that we was talking about back in the day. When it came to the first one, we did have somewhat of a good fight. And when it came to the second one, everybody was going on, wait a minute, this is how powerful Goku is, or oh, you can't mesh up Superman. And then at the end of that video, Wiz and Boomstick was going, oh, Goku and Superman aren't just characters. And they did this big massive speech about Goku and Superman and so on and so on. So they made it clear, and many other people made it clear, that there are versions of Superman that Goku cannot beat. They made that perfectly clear in the second fight. And yeah, sure, Goku has gotten much more powerful since that fight, and either people don't care anymore, or people have come to accept that, oh, there are versions of Superman that Goku can't defeat. And it is clear that this fight is just a ratings trap, trying to get many people all rolled up to get more views. And you know what? It's not going to work, considering what they said in their second fight. But if they was to have Goku and Superman fight the way I described it, like all versions of Superman versus all versions of Goku, if one goes down, another one takes his place, and the cycle continues until the strongest character comes out at the end. And that's exactly the way they should do it. I mean, many Dragon Ball fans has been saying this, oh, you cannot mesh every single character of Superman into one, and it's the same with Goku. Again, they should get every single version of Goku and Superman, from weakest all the way to the strongest. And when it comes to the fight, whichever character wins a fight, the next strongest version of that character would step up and fight the version that beated the previous character. And this cycle will continue until the strongest version of that character wins the strongest version of the other character. This, in my opinion, would be a fresh way for Goku and Superman to fight. In fact, I really like this idea. I like the way that Jor said it. I love Jor's idea, and that's the way that this fight of Goku vs Superman 3 should go. In my opinion, I think this is a really good idea. From weakest all the way to the strongest, with every single technique and transformation from every series, anime, manga, games, and so on and so on and so on. Even Goku Black, come on. Every single version of Goku and every single version of Superman needs to be in this fight. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are you looking forward to this fight, or are you not looking forward to this fight? Please let me know in the comments section below, and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky. Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribe Star. It's like Patreon, but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.